Recording in progress.
Right. Right. See guys, first try to understand what is application architecture. Application architecture. What is this application architecture, guys? Right. If you observe it here, if you go to any application, right, we can see three layers, guys. So we are developing the applications in layered architecture, guys. Multiple layers are available in the application. Right. So what layers are available, guys? One is the front end layer. Second one is the back end layer. Third one is the database layer. If you go to any application, we can see three types of layers, guys. First one is the front end layer. Second one is the back end layer. Third one is the database layer. See, applications are developing, right? Applications are developing using layered architecture. Layered architecture, guys. And we have three layers, guys. One is the front end layer. Second one is the back end layer. Third one is the database layer, guys. DB layer. So these are the three layers are available, guys. You can go to the any application, you can see these three layers, guys. Right, front end layer is available, back end layer is available, database layer is available. See, let me open Make My Trip application here. Right, let me open Make My Trip application, guys. Here I am opening the Make My Trip application. If you see this Make My Trip application, then you guys will get more clarity. See here, whatever you are seeing on the browser, this part we will call it as front end part. Whatever user can able to see on the browser, that is called as front end, guys. So this is what, guys, front end layer. Right here we have flights option is there, hotels is there, homestays is there, holiday packages, trains, buses, cabs, everything we have. And you need to select option, guys. Here I am selecting flight and I want to travel from Bangalore to Hyderabad, guys. I want to travel from Bangalore to Hyderabad. So then what I will do here, I will select from address as Bangalore and to address I will select as Hyderabad, and here we need to select the date, departure date, and all these details we need to give, and we need to click on the search button. See here, from address Bangalore is there, to address Vijayawada is there, departure date 11th February is there. Now I am going to click on the search button. So when you click on the search button, here what you will get, on the 11th date, whatever the flights are available from Bangalore to Vijayawada, you will get all those flights information at here. How you are getting all this information here, guys? How you are getting all this information? Whenever you click on the search button, one request will go from front end layer to the back end layer. Front end layer to the back end layer. At the back end, we have some programs. Guys. Developers are written some logic, guys. So that logic is available at back end. Right? Front end means what, guys? Whatever user can able to see on the browser, that is called as front end. Back end means what? Whatever user can't able to see on the browser, that is called as back end, guys. Right? So on front end, you are selecting the options and you are going to click on the search button. Whenever you click on the search button, then one request will go to the backend application. In the backend, we have written some logic, guys. Developers are implemented some logic, right? So from the backend, right, so whatever the input you are giving, right, from address to address, date, all these details you are giving as input, right, backend application will take that input and it will communicate with the database layer. In the database, right, all this information is stored. So now backend application is communicating with the database, and the backend application will check, hey man, right, on this date from Hyderabad to, from Bangalore to Vijayawada, what flights are available. So backend application will search in the database, whatever the data is available, it will fetch that data and again it will give that data to front end layer. Understood, guys? Observe carefully. Let me draw the diagram. Guys, if you go to any application, IRCTC application, any banking application, any application, we can see three types of layers are available. So one is front end layer, UI. We will call it as the user interface. That is called front end, guys. Second one is the back end layer. Right. Third one is the database layer. These are the three layers are available. Right. So first one is what? Front end. Front end layer. Second one is what? Back end layer. Back end layer. Third one is what? DB, database layer, guys. Database layer. Okay. So now, right, this front end, to develop this front end layer, right, what technologies we will use, guys? To develop this front end layer, we will use HTML, CSS, right, JavaScript, Bootstrap, right, jQuery, right, Angular, right, React, etc. All these things we will use to develop this front end part, guys. If you want to develop this front end, what technologies we are using? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, jQuery, Angular, React, all these technologies we are using, guys. Okay, if you want to develop the backend layer, what technologies we will use, guys? Here we will use some programming languages like Java, right, or Python. Right, or Python. Suppose if you use Java, then Java related frameworks we need to use, like Spring framework, right, Struts framework, right, Struts is outdated almost, no one using Struts nowadays. Spring framework and ORM frameworks, so etc. You need to use, guys. Suppose if you are using Python related frameworks, we have Django framework, right, Flask framework, etc. See, guys, so by using these things, we will develop the backend layer. So database means what we will take, guys? Oracle DB, right? Oracle DB or MySQL DB, right? So like this, right? We will use for the database, guys. See, guys, right? If you go to any application, we can see these three types of layers. One is the front end layer, is nothing but UI, guys, user interface. Second one is the backend layer. Third one is the DB layer. Right, from the front end layer you will send the request, guys. From the front end layer you will send the request. So that request will go to the backend application. In the backend application, what we have? Business logic is available. Some logic is implemented by the developers in the backend layer. Right, whenever request sent from the front end, that request will come to the backend application. Right, my backend application will take the input from this request, and backend application will talk to this database. And again, backend application will fetch the data from the database, and again this backend application will return that data to the front end. So on the front end, they will display the data like this, case. They will display the data like this. Okay. And here input what I have given, from address Bangalore to address Vijayawada, and date I have given, and I clicked on the search button. Whenever you clicked on the search button, what will happen? Request will go to the backend application. What is backend? Whatever user can't able to see on the browser, that everything will come under backend only. What is the front end? Whatever user can able to see on the browser, that is called as front end, guys. From the front end, request will go to the backend. From the backend, request will go to the database. Is it clear, guys? This is the application architecture, guys, how the application will work. Is it clear, guys? You can see any application, these three layers are available. These three layers are available, guys, whether it is banking applications or any what we call Amazon, Flipkart, IRCTC, right? Any application. Even we have the Gmail application. Gmail application also contains these three layers only. Is it clear, everyone? Please respond. Charan, Mahendra, right? Please respond, everyone. Kathy, Ben.
It's clear, very clear.
Right, so very good, guys. So now again, right here, applications, how many ways we can develop these applications? What are the different ways we have to develop the applications, guys? Okay, before going to that, so let me add some points about this front end layer, back end layer, guys. Okay, see here, front end is nothing but, so whatever user can able to see on the browser is called as front end. Is called as front end, guys. Whatever user can able to see on the browser, that everything will come under front end, guys. Right, front end applications, front end layers we can develop right, by using below technologies. Right, what technologies, guys? We can use, right, example, right, we can use HTML, right, CSS, right, bootstrap, right, JavaScript, right, jQuery, right, Angular, React, etc. Right, all these things we can use to develop the front end layer. Next, guys, what is back end, guys? Whatever user can't able to see, on the browser is called as backend. Layer, guys. Okay, right here, right, what technologies we will use to develop this backend, guys? We will use some programming languages like Java, right, or Python, right? So R, right, some of the frameworks also we need, guys, like Spring framework and ORM frameworks, right? Data JPA, right? Right here, Django framework or Flask, right, etc. Right, these technologies we will use to develop the backend part, guys. Okay, right. So next, database layer we have, guys. Right, so we will use database layer. Right, we will use, right, a database layer to store the data permanently. Guys. To store the data permanently in the database, we will use this database layer, guys. Okay, fine, guys. As a databases we can use, right, Oracle we can use, MySQL we can use, guys. As a databases, right, Oracle databases you can use, right, MySQL databases you can use, etc. Right, guys, just read these statements once. If you go to any application, we will have these three layers: front end layer, back end layer, DB layer. Front end is nothing but whatever user can able to see on the browser is called as front end. Okay, so now front end layers we can develop by using these technologies. Back end means guys, what guys? Whatever user can able to see, can't able to see on the browser, that is called as back end layer. Back end part we can develop by using this technology. So database layer means we will use to store the data permanently, guys. Okay, fine, guys. Next important thing is right. So what are the ways we have to develop the applications? Right. So ways of developing the applications, guys. This is very important. Observe carefully. This is very important point, guys. Tomorrow in the AWS we are going to create the load balancers. So what is that load balancer? Right, so load balancer we can create for monolith architecture based applications, microservices architecture based applications. Even in the interview also they will ask how to create the load balancer for monolith architecture based application, how to create the load balancer for microservices architecture based application. If you want to do that, first you should know what is monolith, what is the microservices, then only you guys can create the load balancers for those guys. Okay, right. So the ways of developing the applications, guys, right, we have two ways to develop the applications, guys. Right, we have below two ways to develop the applications, guys. Right, what ways are there? One is the monolith architecture based applications. Second one is the microservices architecture based applications. See, guys, so these are the two ways we have to develop the applications, guys. What are the two ways? Monolith architecture, and second one is the microservices architecture, guys. Okay, try to understand what is monolith and what is microservices. Fine, guys, let me go to the paint. Guys, for everything I will draw the diagrams, then you guys will get more clarity. Okay, see, guys, observe carefully. See here, I have one banking project, guys. I am working on the banking project. Observe carefully, guys. I am working on one banking project, guys. Okay, so now assume, so this is ICICI Bank project, guys. Okay, in the ICICI Bank project, so how many modules we have, guys? Right, we have multiple modules are available in the ICICI Bank, guys. If you go to any bank project, we can see multiple modules, guys, like net banking is one module, and we have cards, right, cards related, right, cards we have, and right, we have the loans module, right, we have the loans, right, loans module, and we have the mutual funds module, right, mutual funds module, and we have the insurance module, right, insurance modules, right, and we have the like this we have the several modules in the banking projects, guys. Right, the net banking is available, right, and cards is available, and loans is available, and mutual funds are available, and insurance is available. Like this, several modules are available in the ICICI Bank project, guys. Okay, so now here monolith architecture means what, guys? Here whatever the modules are available, whatever the components are available, if you develop all these modules as a single project, then that is called as monolith architecture based project, guys. If you develop all the components as a single project, if you develop all the modules in single project, then that is called as monolith architecture based project. So with that monolith architecture based projects, we have so many disadvantages, guys. we have so many problems, guys. That's why nowadays people are using to develop the applications by using microservices architecture. Guys, nowadays companies are not following the monolith architecture. Why? In the monolith architecture, we have several problems are there. To overcome those problems, microservices architecture came into the picture. So now companies are developing the applications by using microservices architecture only. So first tell me what problems we have with this monolith architecture, guys. So monolith architecture means what we are doing here, whatever the modules are there, right? We are developing all these modules in single project, guys. Okay, now that application is in live, that application is in production, people are accessing that application. Now if there is any problem in any module, guys, right, we have several modules are there. Assume we have a problem in the net banking module. We have a problem in the net banking module. So now I want to find out the issue and I want to fix the issue, guys. Right, if you want to find out the issue and if you want to fix that issue, what you will do, guys? You will try to stop the application, guys. Currently my application is running in the production environment, right? To fix that problem, to fix that bug, right, I want to stop the application. Guys, tell me, right, where we have the problem, guys? In net banking module. And here you are implementing all these modules in single project. So then in that entire project, where we have the problem exactly, how we will know that, guys? Where we have the problem exactly, how we will know that? Right, so all the modules you are implementing in same project, guys. It is very difficult to identify the problem. It is very difficult to identify the problem. Why? You are implementing all these modules in same project, guys. In that case, it is very difficult where issue is available exactly. You need to go through that entire code to identify the issue, guys. That is one problem. Finding the issue is very difficult if you implement all these modules in the single project, guys. Next, okay, finally you identified the issue, guys. But here one more problem is, this is very important problem, guys, main problem, guys. I have the problem in the net banking, right? To fix that problem, right, remaining functionalities also I am stopping, guys. Right, you have developed all these modules in the same project. What you are going to do, you are stopping the entire project, guys. Right, but in cards module, loans module, mutual funds, insurance, there is no problem. All are fine, there is no problem. But the problem is with only net banking. To fix that issue, what you are doing, remaining functionalities also you are stopping. Why? Because all these functionalities you have developed in the same project. So unnecessarily you need to stop all these things, guys. Understood, guys? We have the problem in net banking, but remaining functionalities also people can't able to access. Why? You have stopped this entire project. So these functionalities also available in the same project. That's why people can't able to access these modules also. Is it true or not? Respond, guys, respond.
It's true because it's mono. Yeah.
Correct. Right. So we developed all these modules in the same project. Right. The problem we have with the net banking, because of that we are stopping everything, guys. So people can't able to access remaining functionalities also. Even there is no problem in the remaining functionalities also, people can't able to use. Why? Because we developed everything in the single project only. That is the reason. Because of that reason, right, microservices came into the picture, guys. Monolith architecture means what? Everything we are developing in the single project. So now microservices means what, guys? Microservices architecture means what? Right. So the entire project we are going to divide into multiple services. We are going to divide into multiple services. In the microservices architecture, right, what we are going to do, for net banking we are going to develop one service. For cards functionality we are going to develop one service. For loans functionalities we are going to develop one service. For mutual funds we are going to develop one service. For insurance we will develop one service, guys. Okay, Tomorrow, if there is any problem in the net banking, you no need to stop all these things. Just stop the service which you have developed for the net banking. And you can fix the work. You can fix the issue, guys. Remaining services, people can access. We are not stopping remaining services, guys. We are stopping only one service which is related to the net banking. We have the issue in that net banking service. That's why we are stopping this one. Okay, remaining services we are not stopping, right? Still remaining services are running in the production environment, so outside people can access remaining services. In this case, if you go with microservices, finding the issue also very easy, right? So there is no huge code, guys. If you develop all the modules in the same project, then huge code is available. But here we are dividing, right? We are separating all the functionalities and we are developing as separate microservices. In that case, right, so finding the issue also very easy, right? And maintenance also very easy, guys. Maintenance also very easy, right? Easily people can able to understand, developers can able to understand where the issue is exist. And right, so see guys, these services, right, we no need to stop the other services, right? If there is any problem in one service, it will not impact on the other services, right? It will not impact on the other services, right? Because of this net banking problem, we no need to stop other services, right? So if you make any changes in the net banking, it won't impact on the other services. So that's why microservices came into the picture, guys. Monolith, guys, earlier we don't have this microservices. Earlier we have only monolith. Right? Companies are followed that monolith architecture only to develop the applications. Right, and later they found some issues with that monolith architecture and they introduced microservices architecture to develop the applications, guys. Okay, earlier if we have both, people won't go to this monolith, they will go to the microservices only. But earlier we don't have that facility, right? We have only monolith option. That's why earlier they developed this, guys. Okay, whenever microservices came, now guys, now still in the companies, right? If you have the old project which is developed by using monolith, so they are migrating into microservices, guys. So existing monolith project also, they are converting into microservices again. Understood? Understood, Derek? Earlier, we don't have the microservices, guys. Everything we developed using monolith only. See, guys, now let me show our favorite, right, make my trip application. Right, every time we are using this application, only example. See, guys, in future also, while we are going to develop creating the load balancers, every time I will use this one only. See, guys, earlier monolith architecture based application means, see here, we have in the make my trip, we have the flights functionality, we have the hotels functionality, we have the homestays functionality, right? We have the holiday packages functionality, we have the trains functionality, we have the buses functionality, we have the cabs functionality. Like this, several functionalities are available, guys. So like this, several functionalities are available here. Yes, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Like this. If you observe it here, see how many functionalities are there in this application. So many functionalities are there. Earlier, people will develop the monolith applications, guys. Means what? All these functionalities, they will develop in the same project, guys. All these functionalities here, whatever we are seeing, all these functionalities, they implemented in the same project. That is called monolith architecture. Okay, suppose if any problem is there in the flights module, then they need to stop remaining all those modules also. Right? If there is any problem with flights, it will impact on other modules also when they follow the monolith architecture, guys. But now what they are doing now? You know what they are doing? Now they are developing as the microservices. Now they have separate microservices flights functionality. They have separate microservices for hotels functionality. They have separate service for homestays. They have separate service for holiday packages. They have separate service for trains, separate service for buses, separate service for cabs, separate services, right, for remaining things, guys. Okay, so now how it will work? Observe carefully, guys. Observe carefully here. Right. See, guys. Here we have user interface, guys. This is our Make My Trip application user interface. This is our user interface, guys. UI. User interface, guys. So now observe carefully, guys. What they are going to do? They are going to develop the separate microservices, guys. Right. This is for flights, guys. So this is for trains, guys. Right. This is for buses, guys. This is for buses. Right. Next, this is for homestays. Right. This is for cabs. This is for cabs. Right. So this is for, right, forex something is there, right? So like that, for every functionalities they will create separate microservices like this. They will create separate microservices, guys. Okay, and here we have one load balancer is available. We will discuss what is that load balancer, guys. Here we will have the load balancer, guys. Here we will have the load balancer. Load balancer is available, guys. Now here, whatever the microservices we have developed, right, we will deploy these applications in the servers, right? Right, we will deploy all these microservices in the develop servers. Each service is one project, guys. Each service is one project. Now all these applications we need to deploy in the servers. Assume these are the servers, guys. Then here we need to link all these servers with the load balancer, guys. We need to link all these servers with the load balancer. See, guys, right here. So this is the flights application server. This is the trains application server. This is the, right, buses application server. This is the cabs application server. This is homestays application server. So like this, right, every application is deployed in the separate servers. And all these servers are connected to the load balancer. Okay, observe carefully, guys. So now here in the UI, we are selecting flight. In the UI, we are selecting flight, guys. Right? So, and observe carefully, guys. From UI, first request will go to the load balancer, guys. From the UI, request will go to the load balancer. Okay. Now here, let me add, this is flights server, and this is, right, bus server, right, bus server. This is trains server. So like this we have the servers, guys. Okay, so now here at UI, guys, in the UI what we are doing, observe carefully, guys. Here I am going to select the flights. Guys. Okay, whenever you have selected the flights, observe carefully, here website is makemytrip.com. This is the makemytrip.com, guys. Okay, and here we have the flights. Whenever you are going, whenever you click on this flight, see here request URL will change. See, guys, makemytrip.com/flights, and I'm going to click on the hotels. See, guys, here it will get changed, makemytrip.com/hotels, and I'm going to click on trains. See, here it will change, makemytrip.com/railways. See, let me click on the cabs. See, makemytrip.com/cabs. Okay. See, guys, now in the load balancer, what we need to do, we need to add some routing things, guys. Routing techniques we need to add in the load balancer. In the load balancer, we need to add some routing things, guys. Array, in the request, if you got /flights, then send all those requests to the flights server. Array, in the request, if you got slash bus, then send all those requests to the buses server. In the request, if you get slash cabs, then send all those requests to the cabs server. So like that, some routing rules we need to add in the load balancer, guys. Okay, so now whenever you have clicked on these flights and you have given these details, you have given this from, to, date and search button, right? You clicked on the search button. First request will go to this load balancer. Load balancer will check, hey, in the URL what we have? Oh, in the URL we have slash flights. In the URL we have slash flights. Then I need to forward this request to flights server. Okay, and here I am going to click on the buses guys. Here in the URL what we have, slash buses is there. Okay, then I need to forward that request to the buses server. Okay, here I am going to click on the trains. In the request what we have, slash railways. Then I need to forward that request to the railways server. So like that, we need to add the routing rules in the load balancer, right? All the request, whatever the request user will send, all the request will come to this load balancer. Load balancer will route those requests to the corresponding servers. So like this, here see guys, all these are the different projects. For every functionality, we have created separate microservices. All these microservices we will develop, we will integrate with the load balancer. Right. So from UI, requests are coming to the load balancer. Right. In the load balancer, we are adding some rules. As per that rules, request will be routed to the corresponding microservices, guys. So these microservices are the back-end services. User can't able to see the services. These are the back-end services. Internally, those back-end services are connected to the load balancer. See guys, is it clear?
Yes.
Correct guys. For routing the traffic, first traffic will come to the load balancer. From the load balancer, it will route to the respective servers, guys. Right? Why we will use load balancer means to distribute the load to the servers. Right? What is the use of load balancer? If in the interview if they ask what is the use of the load balancer means, just to distribute the load. Load is nothing but what? Request, traffic, guys. That traffic we need to distribute the servers. To do that routings, to distribute the load, we are using the load balancer, guys. Okay, Derek, is it clear?
Yes, it is. I was just trying to understand.
Yes,
what
correct.
is a network.
Whatever you are understanding, that is correct. Just for routing purpose, for distribution purpose, we are using the load balancer. We have the multiple load balancers are there, Derek. So that is also one of the most important interview question. Application load balancer is there. Classic load balancer is there, right? So network load balancer is there. Different types of load balancers are available. But here you mentioned one point, HTTP traffic. Right? This is very important point in this question. HTTP traffic, guys. If you want to manage the HTTP traffic, then we need to use the application load balancer. Right? Frequently, right? We are sending the request from the browser. If you are sending the request from the browser means what type of request you are sending? HTTP and HTTPS request. Right? If you want to deal with the HTTPS request, then we need to create the application load balancers. Okay, don't worry. What is that load balancer? We will discuss. Right? When the topic will come, right, in detail with the diagrams, I will explain everything. Just today we are trying to understand what is microservices applications, what is monolith applications, we are trying to understand. That's it. Is this clear, guys? How we will communicate with these many microservices? Earlier, guys, all these things we have developed as single project, guys. But now we have divided into multiple microservices. We are implementing as multiple microservices like this. Suppose if any problem with the flights server, you no need to stop remaining server. Just stop this flight server and whatever the issue is there, you can work on that, guys. Remaining servers keep on running in the environments, guys. You don't need to stop this, right? Remaining applications, guys. Okay. So let me check, guys, in the Google what they have given. Right, what they have given about monolith and microservices architectures. Monolith versus microservices. See guys, A monolith application is built as a single unified unit. A monolith application is built as a single unified unit, while a microservices architecture is, right, a collection of smaller independently deployable services. Is that clear, guys? So this is what we discussed, right? Guys, respond. A monolith application is what? A monolith application is built as a single unified unit, as a single project we have developed. While microservices architecture is a collection of smaller independently deployable services, guys. Collection of smaller independently deployable services. Okay, let me show the diagrams also, what they have given. What they have given, just show me the diagrams also, guys. See, guys, this is the beautiful diagram we have here. See, guys, very beautiful diagram here we have. Copy this image. Let me paste in the paint, then we can discuss more here. Very good. See, guys, here we have the monolith architecture. Right? If you go to any application, as I told, multiple layers are available, right? One is the user interface, business logic, data access, like this. Here, what they are doing, all these things they are developing as the single project. And with that, they are communicating with the database, guys. This is called as the monolith architecture, guys. Right, coming to microservices architecture, guys. Here what they are doing, guys, observe carefully. We have the user interface. Right, through that user interface, they are communicating with the multiple microservices like this. They are communicating with the multiple microservices, guys. And for each microservices, again they have the different database, guys. See here, for everything here they are maintaining only one database. But coming to here, for each microservices, again they have the multiple databases like this, guys. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Right, monolith
Yes.
means everything is available in the single project. Microservices means, see, they have developed as the different microservices. For every microservice, they are again using different database. From UI, they are sending the request to these different microservices, guys. So this is the monolith versus microservices architecture, guys. Earlier people used to follow with the monolith architecture, but nowadays no one is following the monolith, guys. Everyone is developing the applications using microservices architecture only, especially for the developers. And if you don't know how to work with the microservices, then it is very difficult to get the jobs for the developers, guys. Okay. Right, as I told, guys, initial first session, as I told, I'm the Java developer also, right? So till now I have developed hundreds of microservices I have developed, right? So in 1 year, in 2021, guys, in 2022, in 1 year I have developed it. So around 90 plus microservices, guys. 90. In 1 year, right, I have developed 90 plus microservices for one project, guys. Okay, so like that, microservices is very important for the developers. Nowadays, companies are not following the monolith architecture. Companies are following this microservices architecture only to develop the applications, guys. This is very important, guys. Okay, fine. So let me write few points here. What is monolith? What is microservices? Let me write few points about these things, guys. Right. Monolith means what, guys? Right. If you develop all the components in single project, then that is called as monolith architecture, monolith architecture based project. See guys, if you develop all the components in single project, so then that is called as monolith architecture based project, guys. Right? Right. If you develop right all the modules, all the components are modules. Components as different services. Or else take like this case. Fine. Right. Let me write like this. If you develop all the components, divide to, I take like this. If you divide a project, if you divide a project into smaller parts, if you develop the project as you develop all the 1 minute guys, if you develop all the components as separate, develop all the components as separate modules, separate microservices, separate services, and then that project is called as microservices architecture based project. Okay, and if you develop all the components as separate services, then that project, right, so is called as microservices architecture based project. Here each service, right, we will call it as one project, guys. We will call it as one project, right? So we need to deploy each service, right? So each service we need to deploy in separate servers, guys. Service 1 we need to deploy in the server. Service 2 we need to deploy separately, like that. Each service we need to deploy separately, guys. See, guys, monolith means what we are doing. All the components we are implementing in the single project. Then that is called as the monolith architecture based project, guys. Right, if you develop all the components as separate services, then that is called as microservices architecture based project. Here each service we will call it as one project, guys. Each service here, if you observe this diagram, see guys, here microservices, this is one separate project, this is one separate project, this is one separate project, like that, guys. Once you are divided into microservices, we need to say each one as one separate project, guys, and we need to deploy these projects as separately, guys. Is it clear, guys? Which is the faster in the sense? Which is the faster in the sense here? Maintenance wise, microservices are very good, guys. Right. So fast wise also microservices only good, guys. Why? Because right. So in each service we have very less code only, right? At each service, if you have the huge code, guys, hundreds of the lines, then it is difficult. Okay, right here, right, why we are saying fast, right, client point of view, why microservices are best means, right, here, right, so parts wise we can release, guys. In the microservices, parts wise we can release. But if you go to monolith architecture, not like that, guys. Client should wait until completing the entire project in the monolith architecture. Client should wait, guys. Why? Because all the functionalities they are going to develop a single project. So client should wait until completing the entire project, guys. See, guys, here, right? So client should wait to completing all these things, guys. Why? Because everything we are developing in the single project. It may take 3 years or 4 years or 5 years, that we don't know. But if you go to microservices, right? So net banking we are developing a separate microservice. Cards we are developing as separate microservice. Loans we are developing as separate microservice. Mutual funds we are developing as separate microservice. Insurance we are developing as separate microservice. Here on net banking, one team can work. Cards, right, other team can work. Loans, other team work, guys. Mutual funds, other team can work. And insurance, other team can work. Here parallel development is possible, guys. In the microservices, parallel development is possible. But monolith, not like that. One after another. One after another only we can do. And one more thing, guys. Here, assume for this project, client is investing, right, 100 CR, guys. Assume client is investing 100 CR for this project. Right. So when he will start the getting revenue, guys, after completing entire project. Assume, right, so to complete this project by using monolith architecture, it will take 5 years. Client will start getting the revenue on that project after 5 years only, guys. But in the microservices, not like that. Right. Maybe to complete this net banking, it takes hardly 6 months, guys. After that, right, we can deliver this net banking module to the client. So after 6th month onward, client will get the revenue on this net banking. Okay. Right. So in the next 6 months, we can finish this cards functionality. And we can deliver this cards functionality also to the client. So from, right, after 1 year, guys, client will getting the revenue. Client will get the revenue on these two functionalities, guys, cards and net banking. Same loans, right, another 6 months. Or else, right, in first 6 months only, you can assign one team to work on the net banking, another team, right, you can assign to work on the cards. So you can release both at a time. Right, in 6 months only, you can release both at a time, guys. So now client will get the revenue on these two, guys, on these two modules. You no need to wait until completing the entire project. You no need to wait until completing the entire duration, guys. So like this, parts wise we can release, parts wise we can deploy, parallel deployments we can do. So multiple things we can do, guys. Okay. Maintenance wise, performance wise, right, these microservices are very good, guys. Is it clear, Michelle? Is it true or not? If we go to the monolith, right, client should wait until completing all the functionalities. Then only they will deliver. Then only, right, they can test the application and they can deliver the application. But in microservices, not like that, right? Right. So once net banking coding is completed, we can test this net banking functionalities. If everything is working fine, then we can release this. Right. Same cards. Once it is completed, we can release this. So client not required to wait until completing all these modules, guys. Right. He will get the revenue. Right. Module wise, he will start getting the revenue, guys. Okay. Right, we will discuss more. We will discuss more in the AWS, guys. In the AWS, I will talk more about all these things, guys. Okay. Just right. Agenda of today's session is what is microservices, what is monolith architecture. Right. We will discuss in detail. Again, net banking application we will deploy in the multiple servers. Right. Cards application we will deploy in the multiple servers. Loans application we will deploy in the multiple servers. Mutual funds application we will deploy in the multiple servers. With all those servers, see, suppose net banking I have deployed in 5 servers. With all 5 servers, I need to create one separate target group. Right, cards application I will deploy in the 5 servers. Right, with all those servers, I need to create separate target group. Loans application I will deploy in the 5 servers. All those 5 servers, I need to create separate target group. Again, all those target groups we need to attach to the load balancer. Right, why we are deploying the application in the multiple server? In the real time, right, always we will deploy the applications in the multiple server, not in single server. If you deploy the application in the single server, what will happen? What will happen? Burden will be increased on the server, guys. Burden will be increased on the servers. Faster deployments, quick deployments are available in the microservices direct, correct? Quick releases are available. Quick deployments are available in the microservices. Correct, Derek? Okay, right, here why we need to deploy the each service in multiple servers, guys, to reduce the burden. See, if you go to Amazon application, guys, right, Amazon, right, Flipkart, right, Gmail, Facebook, all these are the global applications, right, global applications, guys. So, right, in a hour, in a minute, right, so thousands of requests will come to that applications, guys. Suppose if they deploy the application in the single server, so that server can able to handle that much of load. That server can able to handle that much of load, guys. Please respond. If you deploy the application in the single server, is it can able to handle that much of traffic? Can't. Right? It will take more time to provide the response. Sometimes that server may get crash also because of heavy load, guys. For example, I will give, guys. See, this is the source, guys, and this is the destination. Right, between source to destination, assume 10 kilometers is there. 10 kilometers distance is there, guys. Okay, now here we have one person, guys. And one person is there, and his age is 60 years. Assume 60 years aged person is there, guys. 60 years aged person is there. So now what I am doing, and I am giving some weight to this person, guys. I am giving some weights I am giving to this person. One rice bag I am giving. Assume that rice bag weight is 25 kgs. Assume that rice bag weight is 25 kgs, guys. 25 kgs. Okay. Right. So now I asked him, right, to take this rice bag and go by walk from source to destination. Go by walk from source to destination. How much distance is there? 10 kilometers. Right. How he can go, guys? Okay. 25 kgs he can manage and he can go, guys. Right. Suddenly I increased the weight. To 50 kgs, guys. Right. So with how much speed he traveled with 25 kgs weight? With the same speed he can go with 50 kgs weight also. When I increase the weight, same speed he can maintain? No, right? No, right?
No.
Let's suppose if I increase it weight, now 100 kgs weight he need to carry. Same speed he can go? No. Right. Suppose if I increase 200 kgs. 200 kgs, guys. Oh my god. Oh man. 200 kgs weight he need to carry, and he need to go by walk 10 kilometers distance. And how he can carry, guys? Same, guys. If you use a single server, whenever load is increasing, whenever traffic is increasing, automatically performance also will be reduced, guys. Right? Response time also increased, guys. That server will take more time to provide the response when traffic is increasing, when load is increasing. Right? Sometimes that server may get crash also. Suddenly, if I give 500 kgs weight to this person, what will happen? This person will die. Right? This person will fall down, guys. Okay, same guys. Right? Suddenly huge traffic came to the server. What will happen? That server might get crash also sometime, guys, because of that heavy load. Overcome that problem, we need to deploy the applications in the multiple servers. In the real time, if you take any real-time applications, Gmail application, Facebook application, any application, they will deploy the applications in the multiple servers, not in the single server, guys. Okay, right? Compulsory we should deploy the application in the multiple servers. Then only, right? So easily, right? So those servers can manage the load, guys. Okay, one more problem, guys. Suppose if this person fell down, right? So if only one person is there, if this person fell down, right, who will carry this load, guys? Who will carry this load?
That's where low balance comes in.
Correct, right? Here we don't have other person to carry the load. Only one person we have. Right? So we are giving heavy weights to this person. So this person, right, fell down, guys. So there is no other person to carry the weights. Right? Same here also. If you maintain only one server, right, and huge traffic is coming, if that server, right, might get crashed, then who will handle the request, guys? Is there any other server to handle the request? No, right?
No.
So that's why if you maintain multiple servers, if any server got crashed, if any server got damaged, no problem. Other servers are there. They will handle the request, guys. They will handle. Right? So now you need to link all the servers with whom? Load balancer. Right? Who will distribute the load to these many servers? You have deployed the application in the multiple servers. Right? The load is coming. Traffic is coming. How you will distribute this traffic to these many number of servers? Right? So that is the responsibility of the load balancer. Load balancer will take care of that, guys. Right? Load balancer will distribute the load to servers, guys. Internally, load balancer will use the algorithms, guys. By default, it will follow round robin algorithm. Round robin algorithm, guys. By default, load balancer will follow the round robin algorithm to distribute the load to multiple servers, guys. Is it clear? We have so many algorithms. right? If any Java people is there, they know very well. Right? We have so many algorithms like round robin algorithm is there, right? And IP hashing algorithm is there, and sticky session algorithm is there, etc. So like this, we have so many algorithms are there, but right here, load balancer will follow the round robin algorithm by default, guys, to distribute the load to multiple servers. Okay. So don't think about all these things, guys. These things we'll discuss in our AWS sessions. There I will explain, guys, right, properly. Right, I will show how to create the load balancer for monolith applications, how to create the load balancer for microservices applications, how to create the target groups for the microservices applications, how to link those target groups to the load balancer. With the practical examples, we will see, guys. With the practicals, we will understand everything, right? I will send the load and I will show everything, guys. Don't worry. Okay. Just in today's session, just try to understand what is monolith application, what is microservices application. Okay. Fine, guys. What we discussed in today's session, just to recollect once again. What is application architecture? Right? Applications are developing using layered architectures, guys. Layered architecture. Right? If you go to any application, we can see these three types of layers. One is the front end layer. Second one is the back end layer. Third one is the database layer. Right? Whatever user can able to see on the front end, on the browser, that is called as the front end. Right? So to develop that front end layer, we have these technologies: HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, everything we have. Next, right, whatever user can't able to see on the browser, that is called as the backend layer. Okay, so for developing the backend layer, we have these technologies, guys: Java, Python, Spring, right, Data GPA, Django, Flask, like that. Several languages are available, several frameworks are available to develop the backend layer. Right, we will use database layer to store the data permanently, guys. Okay, so these are the different layers we have, guys. Right, so we have different ways to develop the applications, guys. What ways are there? Right, one is the monolith architecture based, second one is the microservices architecture. Earlier, people used it to develop the applications by using monolith architecture, but we have several drawbacks with the monolith architecture, so that's why now they switch to this microservices architecture. What are the drawbacks we have with the monolith architecture? All those drawbacks we can overcome with the microservices architecture. Guys, here we have the challenges are there, advantages are there, limitations are there. All those things I will discuss, guys. Don't worry. Okay, later sessions. While right. So when we are going to discuss AWS load balancing concept, there I will give some more details about this monolith and microservices. Even if you go to the monolith, there we have some challenges, some limitations, some advantages. Same for microservices also. What those challenges and all those things we will discuss in the right. So load balancers, when we are going to talk about the load balancer, at that time I will give some more details about these things, guys. Is it clear, guys?
Yeah.
Guys, in the classroom itself, everyone should get everything. Okay, don't go with any doubts, guys. Right, don't go with the doubts. Here only you need to get everything, guys, in the classroom. Once you have gone through these notes, everything you can able to recollect what we discussed in the classroom. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So, guys, just once again, guys. Today we discussed. Right here, what is application architecture and how many ways we can develop the applications. In yesterday's session, what we discussed, guys, what is software project? What is right software project, guys? This is yesterday's session. This is yesterday's session, 9th. See, guys, in yesterday's session, we discussed what is software project, right? Why software project is required, right? Types of software applications we have. All these things we discussed in the yesterday session. Right? Software project is nothing but what, guys? Collection of software programs is called as software project. To develop the software programs, we have these languages, guys. These programming languages are available. Why software projects are required? To reduce the human effects. To reduce the human efforts, right? We are going to use this software project, guys. In yesterday's session, I explained. It very clearly explained in yesterday's session, guys. And what types of software applications we have? Standalone applications, web applications, distributed applications, mobile applications we have. And here I have given the details also. What is standalone applications? What is web application? What is mobile application? Everything I have given it here. Okay, so day before yesterday, what we discussed, guys, just we discussed what is DevOps, why DevOps is required, right? So, what is the roles and responsibilities of the development team? What is the roles and responsibilities of the operations team? All these things we discussed in day before yesterday session. Okay, here we have the diagram also, guys. We discussed with the diagram here, guys. See, guys, we discussed with the diagrams. So this is also we discussed in I think yesterday session we discussed this. See, guys, at the end what we are going to do, we discussed it here, guys. In the Jenkins pipeline, what are the stages we will write, right? So right, we need to integrate all these tools with the Jenkins, and here steps wise I explained everything at here, guys. Okay, so in the first day, guys, in the first day what we discussed, guys, just the course content we discussed in the first day, guys. Okay, fine, guys, fine, right? From Monday, guys, tomorrow Sunday is no class, guys. Sunday is holiday. From Monday, right, we will speed up the things, guys, right? We will speed up the things from Monday, guys. Speed up means I'm not going, right, I'm not going very fast, guys. Means, right, we will jump into actual contents. Demos are over, guys. If we go like this, right, till 1 month we need to conduct the demos only. Demos are over, guys. From Monday we will speed up the things, guys. Monday is very important session we will discuss, that is software development lifecycle. What is SDLC? What methodologies we have in the SDLC? What is waterfall methodology? What is SL methodology? We will try to understand these 4 things in the Monday session, guys. Okay, from Tuesday I will start the Linux operating system. So this is our main thing, guys. Even if you guys are not attended for this part 1 also, no problem. This is purely related to the DevOps. Again I will talk about these things if required, right? So before going to start the DevOps tools, guys, before going to start the DevOps tools, again I will discuss these things, guys. Okay, no problem, right? For part 2, to attend for part 2 and part 3, there is no dependency on the part 1. Just this is the introduction of the DevOps. Again, if you guys want, again I will give an overview about part 1 before going to start the, right, DevOps tools, guys. Right, the actual prerequisites is the Linux operating system to attend for this course. So that we are going to start as part 2 from Tuesday onwards. I will start, guys. Monday I will talk about this SDLC, methodologies in SDLC, waterfall methodology and agile methodology. I will discuss on Monday session. Right, from Tuesday I will start this one, guys. Linux operating system I will start. As I told, I am going to spend almost 1 week to 8 days, 1 week to, right, 10 days. Right, 7 to 10 days we are going to spend only on this Linux commands. Commands is very important. If you want to work with this AWS cloud or DevOps tools, Linux commands are mandatory. We are going to discuss in detail, guys, about the Linux commands, guys. Then we will talk about the shell scripting. So many things we are going to discuss in the shell scripting also, right? So we will deploy the application also by using shell scripting, right? We will write the script to automate the regular activities. We are going to write the script to automate the regular activities. How to write the shell scripting, right? I will start from basic, guys. I will start what is class, what is function, how to write the conditions in the shell script, right? Everything, how to read the data from the keyboard, how to print the data in the shell script, right? So everything we will discuss from basics. We will try to understand this shell scripting, guys. Okay, then I will start the AWS cloud. Guys. Okay, is this clear, guys? Right, by Monday session I am going to complete this part 1. And already we have the recordings, guys. Even if anyone is not joined earlier, guys, right, today is the first session, no problem. We have the recordings, guys. You guys can go through that recordings. Nothing is there. Very easily you guys can understand. Just to go through that recordings, guys. Okay. From Monday, we are going to start this SDLC. Okay. Is it clear?
Yeah, good.
It's
Good.
Very good. Thank you, guys. Right. Most of the people are, right, facing some problem with that Wise app, guys. Right, I have given Wise to do that international transfers, but it is not working for some people. Right, yesterday night only, guys, I have created the account in the PayPal, guys. right? So by today end of the day, I will share that PayPal account, guys, right? You guys can use that PayPal. No worry, guys. Okay, fine, guys. Right, from Monday, guys, right, we will jump into our actual things, guys, right, without any delay, right, we will start, right, all these things one by one, guys. Right, if we conduct the demo sessions like this, people will come one by one every day. People will come, guys. We can't able to wait those many days. Already it's done. 4 days we have spent for demos. It is enough, guys. From Monday we will move into our actual things and we will speed up the things, guys. Otherwise we can't able to finish the course on time. Right, if we conduct demos like this daily, right, it is difficult to, right, complete the course on time, guys. Okay, please cooperate. If any persons are joining, right, already we have the recording videos. You guys can go through that recording videos. And if you guys ask, one day I will spend that time to discuss, to give overview on all these things if required, guys. Not a problem that. Okay, fine, guys.
Do you have,
Yeah, someone is asking something.
yeah, do you have documents for each part to
Notes, class notes you are asking?
Yeah. That is correct.
Right, I will share, right, I will share. Right, that's why, guys, I asked to share everyone your details. Right, so but right, so yesterday also I requested for few people, right, they haven't sent your names and all those things. Then only I can able to, right, so create the group properly and I can upload the notes in the group, guys. Right, please send your details, your email ID and your name. Please send the message, guys. Right, according that I can able to create the group and I can able to share the notes, guys.
Okay,
To
so
do
my
at least
first,
today, guys, please, I'm requesting everyone, please share your email IDs and your names, guys. Then I can able to create the group to provide the recordings access and to provide the class notes access, guys. I want everyone phone number, everyone WhatsApp number, phone number in the sense WhatsApp number, guys. I want to add in the WhatsApp group, right? So your name and your email ID for accessing the recordings, class recording sessions. Email ID is required, right? For accessing the class notes I will upload in the WhatsApp group only, guys. So for that we need your WhatsApp numbers and your names, guys. So please provide these details now, guys. After these sessions, after this today session, right, without delay, please share your details. Then I can able to prepare the group, guys. Okay, today I don't have the office. Right, after this session I don't have the office, guys. I will sit and I will create the group and everything, guys. Please cooperate.
all right, what do you want the information?
What I want means just your name, email ID. The
What?
details are enough.
How do I send it? How do I send it to you?
Pardon?
How do I send it to you? Is it through chat?
Chat only, right? Chats in WhatsApp chat only. You guys have my number, right?
Oh, okay.
Right, see, guys, this is my number. 6362345870. 6362345870.
Then just so you know, it's an Indian zip code. So 91 first.
Yeah, 91.
Yeah.
Please use 91, guys. India code 91. Right, use that and send the message in the chat, guys. Your name, your email ID. Right, so then I can able to add you guys in that group. And from there you guys can access the class notes and class recordings, everything, guys. Okay. Right, after this session, first do that activity, guys. Then I can able to start work on that creating the group and everything. Please. Here we have the notes, guys. I'm keeping in my system everything. Don't worry. In my system everything I'm keeping, guys. Once created the group, right, I will upload all these things in that group. Don't worry. Okay. Fine, guys.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Right. So tomorrow we don't have the session. Tomorrow is Sunday. Right. We have the sessions from Monday to Saturday. Right. Again, we have the session on Monday, guys. Right. Don't miss the Monday session. SDLC is very, very important, guys. Right. If you want to develop any project, right, we should have some process, guys. That process is providing by the SDLC only. Software Development Lifecycle will provide the process to create the software project, guys. So that's why you should understand what is SDLC, what are the different phases we have in the SDLC, what is waterfall methodology, right? What drawbacks we have with the waterfall methodology, why Agile came into the picture, why Agile become this much popular, guys. I told guys, I have around 12 plus 13 years of experience. In my past 12 plus years of experience, I am working with Agile only. So Agile is that much popular, guys. Still, all the companies are following Agile methodology only. Agile is that much popular and that much famous, guys. I don't know. I haven't used waterfall. And earlier, guys, 15 to 20 years back, people used to work with waterfall methodology. That is the first model, guys. That is first model they introduced as the right software development life cycle model. Waterfall, guys. Right, in that waterfall, we have so many drawbacks. We will discuss what drawbacks are there. One by one, we will discuss, guys. If you follow waterfall, right, what drawbacks we have, right, then why Agile came into the picture, right, what advantages we have with the Agile methodology, right, we need to discuss in detail. And when we are working with Agile, we should understand some terminology also, guys. What is sprint? What is scrum? What is retrospective meetings? What is sprint meetings? Right, what is scrum meetings? Right, lot of things. Right, who will involve in which meeting? Right, everything we need to understand, guys. Everything we need to understand. Then only tomorrow in the interviews you guys can tell, yes, I have the experience on Agile. I have the experience on Agile. You should know this terminology first. Okay, so those are all these things we will discuss in the Monday session. Don't miss the Monday session, guys. It is very, very important. Okay, fine, guys. Thank you, guys. Right, we will connect on Monday. Right, fine, guys. Happy weekend. Bye bye.
Thank you. I sent you a text, Srini.
Sure, guys. Sure. Thank you. Guys, everyone, please, I'm requesting everyone, please send a message, guys, through chat, your name and your email ID I want, guys. Thank you.
Recording stopped.